Not so many parents would agree with spanking of children, or that is, using a rod for correctional purposes. Hello and welcome to my channel. I hope you're doing good. In case you're new here, my name is Charity Mugeni and I make videos on faith, family and self-improvement. So if you haven't subscribed up to this point, please do, because I would really love to have you be part of this family. And in today's video, we are talking about matters discipline for our children. You've heard the saying that spare the rod, spoil the child. I wonder whether you have ever asked yourself where that saying comes from. Well, I'll just tell you in a minute. Proverbs 13:24. Whoever spares the rod hates their children, but one who loves their children is careful to discipline them. God has not only blessed us with children, but He has also given us the scripture as a guide on how we are supposed to raise them. Of course, in modern times, things have changed and not so many parents would agree with spanking of children, or that is, using a rod for correctional purposes. God is our creator and He knows us. And if it is written in the scripture that using a rod for correctional purposes is indeed necessary to raise upright children, then actually this is a fact that we need to consider as parents in raising our children, so that we can raise children who honor God, who are disciplined, and who are able to just bear fruits. Because of course, as parents, the reason why God blesses us with children, it is so that we can raise godly offsprings. And if it involves using a rod to raise them, then we should put this particular scripture into practice. Of course, I do not agree with corporal punishment for children. No, not at all. But I agree with the fact that just for correctional measures, sometimes a rod need to be used. Of course, this is a rod and I use it on my children. It's just a small stick. You don't need a very big stick or a bakora to correct your children or to spank your children. No. Just a small stick for a reminder that they need to do certain things in a certain way, but not necessarily to inflict pain. So you can rest be assured that using a rod for correctional purposes in raising our children is acceptable before God. And you don't really need to feel guilty when doing it. You just need to make sure that you are not doing it while angry and you are not doing it with the purposes of inflicting pain, but just to send a correctional message to your child. Scripturally speaking, this is one of the best consequences that your children should be aware of all the time, that if they do not follow proper instruction or when they do not do things right, then you can give them a rod. This consequence can certainly give you result, leave alone all other consequences. And this is most appropriate for children that is beginning from 1 year up to the ages of 8 years old. That is as per my opinion, because children beginning from the ages of 9 going upwards, they're at the right place mentally to understand when you correct them, maybe through other means, like denying them certain privileges, or just being able to sit them down and talking to them. At that point, they can understand. Personally, I wouldn't recommend continual use of a stick or a rod on children who are ages between 9 going upwards, because that can really leave emotional and psychological scars. Because at that point, they are at a stage where they are trying to get out of being called children. They are starting to imagine that they are now well grown, and there are certain expectations that they expect from you as a parent. And for you to be able to connect with them, they would really prefer certain ways of correction. And just at that place, just sitting them down and talking to them and guiding them in a different way, or just denying them privileges, that would be mostly preferable than continual use of that, because they are in between. They are coming from the stage where they are called children, and they are trying to figure out whether they are getting into adulthood. So that is a very sensitive stage, and you just really need to start understanding them as a parent and accepting the change, accepting that they are moving to a different level. And so you also have to adjust with those changes. So as a parent, I hope that this video will help you on disciplining your children. If you've been that parent who has always been feeling guilty about using a stick or spanking your children, to incorporate it as a way of disciplining your children as you raise them, I hope that this video will help you understand that it's okay to use a rod in disciplining your children. It is scriptural and is biblically acceptable, as long as you do it in a way that it doesn't cause physical or psychological damage. So if you have enjoyed watching this video, please give it a like or a thumbs up. You can also give a comment in the comment section. See you in the next one. Bye bye.